Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with good news today. Kern County is officially in the red tier. As we have reported in the past, the only way we could move into the red tier was if we met certain metrics for 2 consecutive weeks. And yesterday we learned that Kern County did just that. Kern's health equity metric, the positivity rate in socioeconomically challenged communities, stands at 3.9%. That meets the second least restrictive orange tier. Our COVID positivity rate is at 2.8%, also good enough for the orange tier. And our adjusted case rate now stands at 5.5 new cases per 100,000 people. That's good enough for the red tier. Now here's a look at what moving into the red tier means for local businesses. Retail capacity goes from 25% to 50%. Shopping center capacity also from 25% to 50%. Food courts can reopen with modifications. Museums and zoos can open indoor as well. Movie theaters and restaurants can open for indoors at 25% capacity or 100 people, whichever is fewer. Now, at the Board of Supervisors meeting yesterday, county leaders addressed the county's vaccination efforts. In total, nearly 228,000 shots have been given in Kern County. Yesterday, Kern received 11,760 more doses from the state. Roughly 75,000 people are considered fully vaccinated. That accounts for roughly 8% of the population. And the most vulnerable group, those are 65 and older. Public Health has shared some good news yesterday, saying more than 40,000 people in that age group are now immune. That's 37% of their population, giving them protection against this deadly virus. And this comes as the death toll continues to climb in Kern County. Public Health announced 20 new deaths today. A reminder, these deaths didn't occur today, but rather are just being accounted for. We are continuing to learn how deadly coronavirus was in January. 332 people lost their lives so far in January alone. More than half of the deaths during the pandemic stem from the holiday surge. Public Health also announced 185 new cases. Our daily average is continuing to drop. We're now below 70 people testing positive every day. Currently, 92 people are in the hospital being treated for more acute symptoms of COVID-19. 18 are being treated in intensive care units. And it's important to remember that those aren't just statistics. There are real people with friends and family who miss them dearly. 17 News is reaching out to those who have lost loved ones to coronavirus. We've provided a space for the community to honor those who've died, where you can upload your photos and share their names and their memories of them. We're calling it Those We've Lost Gallery. If you'd like to post a picture, we have a link on our website, kget.com. And vaccines remain our most potent weapon in the fight against coronavirus. A reminder, California State University has been chosen as a new mass vaccination site and is starting to provide vaccines as early as tomorrow. The site will be given the shot by appointment only 7 days a week. Appointments will be available starting today. If you're eligible, head to myturn.ca.gov to sign up. And a reminder that anyone age 65 or older, healthcare workers and first responders are all eligible to get the vaccine, plus teachers, farm workers, childcare workers, and those in emergency services. Pregnant women and people with serious health conditions like cancer, type 2 diabetes, and chronic kidney disease are also eligible. So are people with developmental disabilities and those in certain work settings like public transit and the prison system. And if you are eligible in one of those groups, you can sign up for a vaccine appointment by heading to the state's website, myturn.ca.gov. You can also call 833-422-4255 to schedule an appointment. Meantime, a new study finds that it's rare to get COVID-19 after being vaccinated, but it can happen. California researchers looked at over 36,000 healthcare workers who had received at least one dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. A total of 379 people ended up testing positive for COVID-19, with the majority of the cases occurring within the first 2 weeks after the first dose. But among the over 28,000 workers who received both doses, a total of 37 had tested positive. However, only 7 of the infections happened at least 15 days after the second shot. And there has been a slight increase in the number of children who've tested positive for COVID-19 last week. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association, over 57,000 new pediatric cases were reported last week. It marks the first time cases in children went up following a steady decline over the past 2 months. The data shows that over 3.3 million kids have tested positive since the pandemic began. Children account for 13.3% of all COVID-19 cases in the U.S. And now to education news. A local school district is reopening for longer school days and dialing back on some coronavirus restrictions. According to the Fruitvale Union School District's website, the district is planning to allow students to attend in-person instruction 5 days a week. Students currently in the hybrid system will automatically be enrolled in the full-day program. The district has also reduced students' physical distancing from 6 feet to 3 feet, according to new CDC guidelines. And a new superintendent has been named for the Bakersfield City School District. Mark Luque has been appointed by the Board of Education. Luque currently serves as deputy superintendent of the district and has more than 20 years of experience in education. Luque replaces Doc Irvin, who recently announced he accepted a job in San Bernardino. Luque's first day as superintendent will be July 1st. And Bakersfield College is among the top California colleges when it comes to Latino students and their success. BC is ranked third in the list of schools where Latino students are earning certificates and degrees, and fourth among institutions with the highest Hispanic enrollment in the state. Bakersfield College is a federally designated Hispanic serving institution. It says 70% of associate degrees for transfer earners identified as Hispanic or Latino in 2019 and 2020. BC says they have worked on improving student outcomes, reducing achievement gaps, and increasing access for students. And now to an issue we follow very closely here at TV 17, Kern's sober reality. A woman was arrested after police said she passed out behind the wheel and at the Tehachapi Burger King drive-thru and was too intoxicated to answer simple questions or walk on her own. Police say 35-year-old Audrey Sandelius was unable to even give officers her name during the incident back on March 15th. Police said bottles of vodka were visible in the truck. Her response to every question was, "Hi, sweetie," according to police. Sandelius was arrested on suspicion of DUI. And the mothers of 3 men killed in a single car wreck on Brimhall Road this past New Year's Eve are working to establish a pair of memorials in their son's honor. Devin Atha, Timothy Wilson, and Andrew Ortiz, all 20 years old, were ejected and killed when a fourth friend driving the car lost control and hit a tree in the median. Now Atha's mother, Alice Hutchings, Wilson's mother, Angela Wilson, and Ortiz's mother, Sasha McKee, hope to memorialize their sons, and they're asking for help. The families plan to place memorial branches at the park at Riverwalk and near the site of the crash itself. On April 17th, they will host a fundraiser, the Together Forever Golf Tournament at Kern River Golf Course, to help pay for the 2 memorials. Now, to participate or volunteer, you can help sponsor the event, and to provide raffle prizes, call one of the numbers on your screen. That's 301-4754 or 330-3624. The driver of the car, Adam Teasdale, has been charged with 3 counts of gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated and 1 count of DUI causing bodily injury. He has pleaded not guilty and is scheduled to appear in court this Friday. And taking a look ahead, you can still celebrate National Pancake Day with free pancakes anytime during the month of April at IHOP. Now this year, amid the pandemic, the one-day event is turning into a month-long event. IHOP and the Children's Miracle Network have partnered for the annual event, raising money for children in the hospital.
100% of the funds that are donated during Pancake Day, or in this instance, the entire month of April, will stay local, go back to treating kids at the Lawrence Small Children's Center at Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. And this event is typically one day and raises usually around $10,000 to $12,000, which goes a long way in purchasing life-saving medical equipment for kids and babies at Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. And we've been partnering with IHOP now for 15 years to do this.
To qualify for the offer, you must register by March 31st on MyHop, the restaurant's members program. You will then get a coupon for a free stack of buttermilk pancakes that can be used throughout the month of April. And if you miss the deadline to register, you can still get a stack of pancakes with a minimum $10 purchase. Taking a look around the nation now, lawmakers are taking a look at the gender wage gap on this Equal Pay Day. It's the symbolic day marking how far into the year women need to work to earn on average what their male counterparts earned the year before. And the U.S. women's soccer team is helping in the fight.
The United States women's national team has won 4 World Cup championships. We've won 4 Olympic gold medals on behalf of this great country. We've filled stadiums, we've broken viewing records, we've sold out our jerseys, all the popular metrics by which we are judged. And yet, despite all of this, we're still paid less than our male counterparts. For each trophy, of which there are many, for each win, for each tie, for each time we play, less.
Now, House members are hearing from women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe, a fierce advocate for leveling the unequal pay playing field. Now, she and other soccer stars are slated to join President Joe Biden and his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, for an event tonight promoting equal pay. Now in your 17 Business Watch, good news for businesses in Kern County as we move into the red tier. Today, Boulevard is back open after closing indoor activities when the pandemic first began. According to Boulevard, they will offer bowling, laser tag, arcade games, and indoor dining, all at 25% capacity. In addition to smaller groups, they will be sanitizing games and tables constantly. There are also dozens of sanitizing stations around, and you must wear a mask and follow social distancing guidelines. They'll be open Sunday through Thursday, noon to 9 p.m., and open until midnight Friday and Saturday. And movie lovers rejoice. Movie theaters are set to reopen in Kern County as we move into the less restrictive tier. Studio Movie Grill is set to reopen again after closing its doors in the summer of last year. Back in June, movie theaters were given the green light to reopen, but after a weekend of being open, they had to shutter their doors again. SMG has been working to hire more employees and get their theater ready for moviegoers. They are set to open this Friday. And another theater in town, Maya Cinemas, is reopening this Friday as well. According to their CEO, it will open at 3 p.m. It's unclear what time or what movie they will be showing for their first time. But some movies you can expect to see at the theater this weekend include the action film Nobody, Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon, and the sci-fi film Chaos Walking. Theaters will be showing Warner Brothers' Godzilla vs. Kong when it releases on March 31st.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.